Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, go ahead, shoot us a quick take, 219-413-9405. And of course, we will play your take back on our next episode. And shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Get $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use the promo code The Run Podcast. Now, this code can only be applied for first-time users on the mobile app or website. So I'm not sure about you, but I'm gonna definitely create me an account and go to some of these concerts as well, because it's not just sports. Some concerts out there that I'm gonna go to. So create that account and then use that promo code. Save me $20 on the fees or whatever you gotta cover up. So anyway, look, man, hey, WNBA is in the topics today because there's been a lot of debate about the Rookie of the Year. Now, we've seen some great play from both of the rookies that has been mainly in the talks between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. These are the two who are kind of taking over the whole Rookie of the Year debate. And I got to let you know, above all, both of these two are making history. They're making a lot of history right now, and I'm very proud that they're doing that because the argument can genuinely go either way of Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark for Rookie of the Year. Now, before I tell you who is the winner and who should win, just hear something. Angel Reese, she's the only player in the WNBA to ever grab 20-plus rebounds in 3 consecutive games. Probably going to make that 4 in tomorrow's game. I don't think they play tonight, but probably going to make that 4 very soon. And even more, since it's never happened in the WNBA. The last person in the NBA to do this was a Detroit Piston, Ben Wallace, back in 2003. So very elite company there. Then a couple months ago, Caitlin Clark, she broke the record for the most assists in a single game and also the most assists by a rookie in WNBA history. So she's been killing it. And, I think it's easy to say. So now you get to hear my pick. And it's easy, man. For me, the Rookie of the Year is easily Caitlin Clark. And I say this because although it's a valid argument that Angel Reese is the Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark is 1,000% the Rookie of the Year because she's over 60% of her points have all been unassisted buckets. And she's leading her team in points, assists, and in steals. And she's also third in rebounding on her team right now. So she's literally doing everything in every aspect of the game, controlling the offense as well. But based on the eye test and also what the numbers are telling us, it's hard to ignore this type of impact from a rookie. Because we haven't really seen things like this besides a few WNBA legends who are not in the game anymore. We haven't seen a rookie impact a game like this in their first year of basketball for a team. So you got to give her Rookie of the Year here. And of course, man, like the way she's running the offense and conducting the offense, that's a lot of pressure on a rookie. We made fun of her early on in the year because she had some adjustment struggles, which happens. But a lot of people was grilling her about it because it's like, oh, I told you she was going to be bad. I told you she wasn't going to. And it's like, okay, I mean, it's the first few games, first half of the season. Of course, she's going to struggle. But now she done picked it up. And a lot of those haters is quiet about it. They're silent about it because they seeing her get the routine. And that's just a lot of pressure for a rookie to have to control the entire offense of a game because Angel Reese on her part, very great at what she's doing. And dominating on the boards and also on the defensive end, but she doesn't have the same responsibilities as Caitlin Clark when you talk about what she's doing and how she's impacting the team. Because I think it's safe to say Chicago Sky wouldn't be where they are right now if they didn't have Angel Reese, especially her on the defensive end and what she can do on the offensive glass and on the defensive glass. That's very safe to say. But above all, nobody's asking Angel Reese to run the offense to perfection. Nobody's asking her to score 20-something points a night or score 17 points a night in order for them to win. They have other players to do that. So she just has to play her one role, much how Caitlin Clark has to play her role, but Caitlin Clark has a bigger job to handle on the Indiana Fever because she has to control the offense. She has to score. And obviously she's grabbing rebounds. She's playing defense. And she's also finding her teammates because she's leading the team in assists as well. So it's just a lot more on her plate than what Angel Reese has right now, whereas she only got to grab boards and play defense. Because you got Kennedy Carter on the Chicago Sky, who's helping out Angel Reese in terms of the scoring end. And even then, if you want to look even closer, Camila Cardoso, because she came back, she can also help Angel Reese in terms of grabbing boards and playing defense and protecting the paint. So, it's a lot of different factors here, but above all, I'm going Caitlin Clark for the Rookie of the Year without a doubt. As far as the team standings, both of these teams are not really in perfect shape. They're still kind of struggling, but I'm just glad that they're in the running for, a good matchup in the playoffs because, people compare and they compare the teams and they're saying, oh, she's got to do this, she's got to do this, whatever. These are two different positions and they have two different teams, like two different styles of play on each of these teams. So you got to consider that. And I'm just a firm believer, whether you agree, you're talking trash, before you talk any trash, definitely turn on the game and look at the game because far too often I feel like we're in the highlight culture of, hey, I seen what Caitlin Clark did. She did this. She dropped this many points and all that. And we're not seeing how these points actually were accumulated. So I'm just saying, man, you got to tune into the game, watch the game because there's some critiques here too. I'm not going to get into the critiques. Not this episode, maybe down the line, but there's a lot of critiques I could get into on Angel Reese's part. I could get into Caitlin Clark, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, look, man, Indiana Fever is actually playing right now. They're playing the Atlanta Dream. I don't have the score for you because the game just started a little bit ago. So go ahead and check that out. You can check out the score, see who won that game. But I think Indiana Fever is going to win. They've won 4 of their last 6 games. So, they've been on a roll. So happy for them. Anyway, look, man, we got a side note here because some craziness done happened in the NFL. A quick little side note, bro. Jerry Jones has officially lost his mind. Owner of the Dallas Cowboys. The man, he done lost it. Cowboys fans, you got to explain this to me because I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I just genuinely don't understand how you can continue to cheer for the Cowboys time after time. And especially after things like this happens because Jerry Jones, man, this guy is a character. So after making CeeDee Lamb the wide receiver, one of the highest paid receivers, he was asked why he should remain GM of the Dallas Cowboys. His response? He said, I'm gonna paraphrase, it's a longer quote, so this is what his response was. There's nobody that could fucking come in here and do all the contracts and be a better GM than I can. That's the Moneyball statement right there. Nobody can come in here and do a better job at contracts than he can, apparently. And just keep this in mind too. So you might look at the deals and you might say, oh, okay, well, he's made some good deals. He brought back CeeDee Lamb. He's about to pay Dak Prescott. I like what he's been doing. Mind you, the statement is ignorant as hell, bro. Jerry Jones is 81 years old. I find it hard to believe that someone half his age can't put together some good numbers and make sure they can retain players that we all like on the Dallas Cowboys. I find it very difficult that someone half his age can't do a better job than he can. Bro is 81 years old. I know he up in that front office, blind as hell, can't see what's going on the field. He'd just be looking at the numbers in the stat sheets and just probably listening to the fans or whatever they say. I don't know what his strategy is. But I know he got some big struggles at 81 years old trying to put together a bunch of different financial deals. Sounds ridiculous to me. That's the first thing. The second thing is, apparently this method that he's been using that's making him such a great GM ain't been working. Because the Cowboys ain't won a playoff game, or they've won 4 playoff games since 1999. Over 20 years, bro. It's time to let that accomplishment go. They ain't made a conference game since 1995, bro. It's time to let it go, bro. It's almost been 30 years since y'all been doing anything. You are clearly not the guy for the job if it's been 30 years and you still ain't seen no success in the playoffs. What the hell are you doing up there? Please tell me. Something needs to change. Because if you still thinking you hot stuff after 30 years of your favorite accomplishment, yeah, bro, I got another thing for you. You need to look in the mirror. You need to look in the mirror. because you got to figure it out, bro. You got to figure it out. So I don't know what's up with the Cowboys, man. That's y'all owner, y'all Cowboys fans. I know it's some of y'all that be over here listening to them, and that's cowgirl fans, as we call them. But I got some stuff for the Cowboys. I'm making sure I'm on y'all ass all season because we know what y'all gonna say. Y'all going to the Super Bowl. We going to the Super Bowl. No, it ain't happening. Y'all ain't been there in over 30 years, bruh. It ain't happening. It's people that done did a whole bid, got out, and living life now. We seen Wallow from $1 million worth of game go to jail, come out, and became a millionaire. Come on, man. That's crazy. But anyway, look, leave a voicemail on our voicemail line, man. 219-413-9405. Leave a quick take, and I promise you we will play your voicemail back on our next episode. Hey, chime in about the Cowboys or talk about the WNBA. Either way it goes, we gonna definitely show love. But look, we got some more stuff coming up in just a sec, so don't go anywhere. Got some news in the NFL, college football, and then also too, fantasy football. I started fantasy football, so we'll talk about that in just a sec. But it's halftime. I'll be right back. All right, let's get into it. News for the run. So college football has officially began, and we are back. So Georgia Tech played number 10 Florida State this past Saturday and pulled off an upset in a close matchup. So this game was crazy because Georgia Tech, they defeated FSU 24-21 in the last-second field goal that came down to the wire. So it was a wild game, but huge disappointment for Florida State because they had some expectations. Last year, they got robbed, or they felt they got robbed, not having a chance to play for a national championship. Then they got popped by Georgia, and then now they just opened the year getting beat by another Georgia school in Georgia Tech. So crazy. So you'll see more games leading up to this Saturday's huge slate starting this upcoming Thursday. It'll be a lot of smaller games, but if you do want to watch a big game, just keep an eye out for this Saturday morning. Number 1 Georgia will take on number 14 Clemson to break the ice of college football on Saturdays. So super excited about that, man. And in the NFL, Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb agreed to a 4-year extension worth up to $136 million. He's said to have $100 million in guarantees, and now he's the second highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, right behind Minnesota Vikings Justin Jefferson. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they also out here making deals, trying to improve. They signed free agent Juju Smith-Schuster. And Juju, he played for the Kansas City Chiefs back in 2022, helped them win a Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now the Atlanta Falcons, they signed a cornerback. They re-signed their cornerback to an extension, actually, A.J. Terrell. He signed a huge extension. And A.J. Terrell, he signed a 4-year, $81 million deal that includes $65 million in guarantees. Now, A.J. Terrell has been an Atlanta Falcons draft pick a couple years ago, and he's been performing well ever since. So happy to see him stick around in Atlanta. And now, man, look, so something new here. Something new has been going on for me. So, like, I got to tell you, I'm not really a fantasy football type of person, but this year I've been trying something new. So, I've had Thomas Turee on a couple times on the Hot Podcast, man, and he convinced me. He's like, look, you got to join the Fantasy Football League. We're going to do it. We're going to combine it with a couple other people that we know and all of that. Get it going. So this is what I did. I drafted my team, and I want to share with you who I have on my team because I was confident at first. I was like confident as hell. I'm like, oh, bet I'm about to win. I grabbed it. Y'all know how I get down. You know how I get to talking trash once I'm competing. So after like the first 4 picks, I was confident as hell. I had the first pick in the draft too, which makes it even crazier, bro. I drafted like 20-something people, and I had the very first pick. So insane. With my first pick, I picked Christian McCaffrey. And of course, he's about to do numbers. I'm feeling very comfortable that Christian McCaffrey is going to hold me up and be straight. Like, I'm confident that he's going to get me right all through the season. Then after that, I don't remember the rest of the order, but number 1 was Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to just read through. Quarterback, Jared Goff. Another running back, Najee Harris. Another receiver, Drake London. Another receiver, Nico Collins. My tight end from Philly. I got the flex, who's like kind of like slot receiver, DJ Moore. I got the Browns defense, and then Atlanta Falcons kicker, Koo. So coming off the bench, this is where it got a little scary because, bro, the draft was taking so long. The draft started taking forever, bro. I thought I was straight. I thought it was good, but it started taking way too damn long. Like, insane amount of time was just being spent waiting to pick again, and an insane amount was just, I couldn't do it. So I put a little bit on auto draft. I set the queue of who I wanted to be drafted, and I couldn't really, make things happen the way I wanted to, but it was fine because I still ended up getting some good picks. So I got Jameson Williams from the Lions as one of my backup wide receivers. Hayden Hurst, he's now over in Las Vegas. I got Cole Kmet as a tight end. I got so many damn tight ends because of the queue and just adding the auto draft. I got Blake Corum as another running back, and I could have got so many other people. Man, I could have got so many other people, but it was rough. It was rough. And then Baker Mayfield, my backup quarterback, the Cincinnati Bengals defense. And then I also got Alexander Madison there for my last running back. And yeah, man, it was just a little rough. It was that back half. I'm not too confident in the back half of who's going to be in the draft and all of that. But above all, I think I might be all right with my fantasy team. And this week, in the first week, I'm already projected to lose, which is just ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. But I'm trying to make some trades happen and all of that stuff too. But let me go ahead and read the team who we're matching up against. Now, Jake, good friend of Thomas too, and I'll eventually have him on here. But he grabbed a couple players that I had my eye on, like Jamar Chase. I was gonna get Jamar Chase, but wasn't able to get him. Brandon Ayuk, wasn't able to get him as well. Like he stole a couple of my guys. Which is crazy. But anyway, he's got Joe Burrow, Jamar Gibbs, Kenneth Walker III, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk. Evan Ingram. He's killing me right now. Killing me. Terry McLaurin. And whose defense does he have? He got, let's see. I don't even think he got Pittsburgh's defense. So that's not bad. That's not bad. So we'll see, man. I don't know. Above all, I'm going to try and keep you updated on the fantasy football stuff, but it's looking a little rough. It's looking a little rough right now. I was extremely confident, but hopefully I can flip up some trades and make some things happen because, hey, I'm about winning, bro, and I can't be playing if I'm going to be losing. I need the bread. I need all of that stuff. I can't be playing if I'm going to be losing. Nah. I mean, we ain't doing that at all. So, anyway, look, man, hey, that's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate you for kicking it with me, and I'm going to leave y'all with a positive note, man. The positive note is this. Look, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling like, times is changing and things is getting slower for you, or, you ain't got as much motion as you had, it sounds crazy, but it might be true. Just keep in mind, bro, look, the seasons is changing. It's getting darker earlier, so give yourself some grace. Above all, just give yourself some grace, bro. Understand that we constantly change and we constantly adjust to the environment around us. So that's just what you're going through if you are going through a tough time. And that's all right, bro. You just got to reassemble and readjust to refine your balance, bro. So it's cool to take some time, give yourself some grace. If you are a little bit lazy, don't be lazy for too long. But if you are a little bit lazy, that's cool. And then readjust for the winter time. And hey, man, you're going to be all right. You're going to come back strong in the winter. By the time you see snow on the ground and by the time the temperature drop below 50, you're going to be all right, especially if you're in the Midwest. But if you're down south, I don't know what to tell you. Still, the message still applies to you. Adjust. It's okay. The seasons are still turning. Still getting a little bit cooler down south in a couple months. So I guess I'll leave y'all with that. But anyway, look, man, send this to a cousin, a brother, an aunt, an uncle, a niece, a nephew, a friend, a family member, anyone you know who enjoys sports, especially if I was talking about their team. Other than that, man, hey, use that SeatGeek promo code as well, the Run Podcast. Save $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use that promo code, the Run Podcast. And then last but not least, leave that quick take on a voicemail line if you want to go ahead and say something, get it off your chest, 219-413-9405. And of course, we're going to play your take back on our next episode. But other than that, man, that's all we got for y'all today. We'll be back later on next week or later on this week, and so on and so on and so on.